You wanna know the saddest thing, audience? That whole Once Upon a Time Hollywood was that movie that Quentin Tarantino made, and honestly knew nothing about Bruce Lee. You know how everyone knows that movie is that person that played movie is not really accurate, and this, you know how that sucks. Well, compared to the movies about him, that is dead on compared to the movies about him that they made, including this one, Birth of the Dragon. Birth of the Dragons is a PG martial art movie where Bruce Lee fights on a bunch of masters in martial artists, and then gets meets his match with one martial artist while trying to train a martial arts upcoming master that's a rookie that wants to be a martial artist. He tells him not to get cocky when during the fight. But Bruce Lee gets cocky during the fight, when he meets his match. Also, trolling gets to him, so he gets his ass handed to him. And you know what? I just realized what this movie is. Is that it's basically like every underdog story when someone's a martial artist. They can fight, but well, and that kind. This is what this kind is. I can't remember the rest of the movie. It's honestly, I'm trying my best to not remember that much, like I am now. If it sounds like I'm confused, well, that's because I am confused because I think this was the last Bruce Lee movie he did, a movie about him. But once again, we get the fictional version of Bruce Lee, not the person Bruce Lee that he was in real life. So this is the person he plays in all of his movies. Usually when he's in an action role, and he's the main focus. So that's the kind of Bruce Lee you're going to get. Honestly, if that's the case, then I would just watch a regular Bruce Lee movie with him acting, being an exaggerated version of himself, played by Bruce Lee. These Bruce Lee true stories is pointless because, let's be honest, they're no more truer than James Cameron's Titanic or Michael Bay's version of Pearl Harbor. Now let's talk about that movie, Pearl Harbor from 2003. I think it was 2014. Anyway, so lots of tons of slapstick and annoying female characters are starring in this movie. But don't worry, it's way more entertaining than James Cameron's Titanic and less annoying. Somehow. But more stupid. I'm not sure, okay? So, Ben Affleck plays this guy that gets lost in war. During Pearl Harbor, but then comes back from the dead because he was assumed, and he was like left for dead, and everyone assumed he was dead. So his girlfriend hooks up with his best friend. Hitches up with his best friend, hooks up with him, start dating, start falling in love. Then Ben Affleck's being a complete drunken dick and basically creates a bar fight between him and his best friends because his girlfriend is stupid. His girlfriend's a girl, I guess, because the plot says so. But then he makes a sacrifice. Everything's dandy. That's all that happens after Pearl Harbor happens. What's the rest before Pearl Harbor happens? Well, like James Cameron, it's his filler of Michael Bay telling a love story between about first love, much like James Cameron did with Titanic, except better. Yep, I enjoy this movie more than Titanic's. Not that I like this movie, I don't. It's around 3 fucking hours and it overstays its welcome. Half the time it wants to be serious, and then the other half it doesn't want to give up beat just being a Michael Bay film. But I will say the good news is and the bad news is, once the Pearl Harbor action starts happening, it's lots of fun to watch. And you don't feel bad for any of the people that die in Pearl Harbor. Those are the fun and downsides of those things. It's fun, and you feel bad what's going on. Of anybody's drowned, or dying. And including the sailors that can't really swim and not trained to swim. Even though they took a job that means they have to be over the ocean and puts their life on line in case of these situations, they have to swim, I guess. But no one taught them to train swim. Why? Because these people have no spines. The ones in Pearl Harbor, I guess. I don't know what this movie's thinking. So yeah, Ben Affleck dies because he makes a heroic sacrifice and makes things seem right with his girlfriend, his best friend, and they all live happily ever after. Him, his best friend, and his girlfriend, as they learn to move on and grieve, share drinks over Ben Affleck's sacrifice after he stops being a prick. It moves on with his own life and steps things change, I guess. And that was Pearl Harbor, everybody. I think I didn't miss anything. That was 0 out of 10. What was the point of that movie, too? I don't know.